Welcome to the Wood. My name is Q Throush, also known as the Transfiendling, and today we're going to be playing Repurpose, a dating simulator about the afterlife, and I am enthralled and excited. Warning! The following game contains strong language, sexual themes, references to death, mentions of police violence, mild to moderate violence, discussions of gender and sexual identity, spooky imagery some might find shocking, and is intended for mature audiences only. Player discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised. Press space or left click to progress. Hello? Okay, there we go. It's like, hello, I'm clicking. Okay. Okay, just basic things. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay, yeah, basic things. Alrighty. What is the character's name? Press backspace to erase. If you want to play as the game's curator protag, enter Michael for the name Michael, and non-binary for gender. Interesting. I'm going to play as myself. I don't know if you'll... Sure. Let's see. Can you handle... You can handle full blocks. Wonderful. Wonderful. What do they identify as? Out of these options... Truly, entirely neither. But I would prefer to be called she than they. So, out of these options, I'm gonna err on the side of caution and understanding how things are going to function. Now, did she always identify as female, or did she figure this out later in her life? Discovered later. Trans. Hell yeah! Can I make you go? No, okay, you are as loud as you can go already. Alright, wonderful. Text speed, fast, because I read at the speed of sound. Skipping no choices. I'll go ahead and go with left, so that I can actually, you know, because I have a habit of accidentally clicking too quickly. This way it'll make sure that actually, like, I can go back easily. Wonderful. Let's start. Oh, it's already so cute and charming. I love, like, the main menu's theme. There was nothing but darkness in that moment. I couldn't see. I couldn't speak. I couldn't feel anything. And then, in an instant, it was as if my entire being was thrust violently through the air. I might have accidentally made this slower instead of faster. I wasn't being thrown up or down, but everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And before I could muster any fear, I saw the light. Ooh. Whoa. I found myself surrounded by a crowd of people. People were clamoring around a stage, talking loudly amongst one another. It seemed like they were just as confused as I was. I tuned out their voices for a moment and rubbed my temples to collect my thoughts. What was I doing before arriving? I'm very unsure how the text speed affects things. How did I even get here? I can't recall at all. Any memory I could have had as to when and how I got here were non-existent. What the hell? Why can't I remember anything? But before I could ruminate on that revelation, two figures took the stage that made the whole audience in attendance go silent. Oh, I love... Oh. To the left was an elegantly robed man. He had white hair like foam that caked a beach shore. An odd, dark, discolored pattern surrounded his left eye. A birthmark, maybe? It was hard to tell at a distance. But above all else... Angel! Cutie-sighted! He had a large set of wings protruding from his back. His smile was humble, warm, and noticeably nervous as he took to the podium. He scanned over the crowd as he waved shyly to us. And to the right. Oh, hi! You're the person on all the promo art. Oh. You know, I had looked through character profiles and had kind of discounted this option for specific reasons. But fuck, you're cute. Another sharply dressed man took the empty podium across the angel. His hair was a deep, fiery red and hung just past his shoulders. Everything about his energy exuded confidence, from the way he leaned against the stand to the way his amused expression spread across his face.
Late on the first day of work. Not very kind of you to keep us all waiting, even if we technically have an eternity.
We have voices! I forgot we have voices. I don't have to read everything. Thank fuck!
Your predecessor was punctual, at least.
Fuck, his voice is hot!
Silence, demon!
Fuck, that was yours. Demon? I had noticed it before, but that redhead... He had cat-like eyes and horns sprouting from each side of his head. Oh, those are horns! I thought those were ears. Not gonna lie. I thought those were ears. They look like kind of like bunny ears. The demon's long black tail swished as if amused before pointing to the other microphone stand.
Oh, this thing on?
I love you. The angel seemed embarrassed.
Anyway. Aloha Aina, everyone.
Hello there.
Brr? And welcome to the garden, Angel, and welcome to the garden. I know you must all be confused as to why you're here, but let me explain where you are all at. You mean, demon, you mean we, right? Oh, why do the voices stop? This here where we stand is the Garden of Eden. Even though its trees bear fruit no more, it remains the more lovely part of this place. You're rude like your predecessor, too. What is this place you are thinking, yes? Well, you are in the place that is neither above nor below, but somewhere in the middle. Ending up here is extremely rare, and how it happens varies from person to person. Living a listless life, overindulgence, or if your time was cut short. The list goes on. In a way, it's like your path has been erased, yes? So basically, you're all in limbo. Granted, it has many other names. Limbo, Purgatory, the DMV, just to name a few you've come up with. I'm particularly fond of Limbo. It makes me think of taking a cruise across the endless ocean back home. I could take some of you aboard with me if you'd like. And that brings me to my next point.
I am the Archangel Calais, and I have been assigned to this realm to offer help in crossing over to heaven, or as we like to call it up there, Utopia.
I'm not even going to attempt to match any accents for a variety of reasons. To get to this promised land, your resolve must be tested in one of the towns circling Utopia's gates called Haven Homes. Brr? I'm a little confused about something, but it's fine, probably. It is there that mortals must perform genuine acts of virtue to prove they have earned entry to Utopia. You'll be staying in Haven Home outside of the realm of Utopia if and when you are ready to ascend. Please be aware that while patience is a virtue, there is a time limit of 1 Earth year to prove yourself worthy of citizenship within Utopia's walls. Similar circumstances follow if you want to get into Hell. Though we aren't as elitist as Utopia, who require you to make an arbitrary morality test. It's nothing much, just denounce Utopia and pledge your unwavering loyalty to Hell. We'll even overlook your first 3 misdemeanors to sweeten the deal. But any sins after that, and you'll have to undergo some torture to atone. If you get caught, that is. Which, given our enforcers, you most likely will. However, if you're not stupid about it, we might just give you a promotion. Oh, don't look scared. It's not any different than what you've turned Earth into. The main difference is that in Hell, we actually punish the vile and disgusting sex predators. Lucifer hates them the most, so as punishments go, we get some nice hot searing blades and take it to their genitals and...
Like the choir, have mercy!
Okay, we don't need the graphic details, demon.
Hmm.
Even if they deserve it. Fine. But in my opinion, that alone still makes Hell better than Earth. Though I suppose I can talk about some of the other luxuries we have. Like, did I mention we got a 4D theater, a vast shopping center, and a Star Fox at every corner to help you get through the literal endless nights?
Oh, and the name's Ramon, by the way. The pleasure is all mine should you want me to drag you to hell.
Certainly tempting. Wait. Since when did hell have a 4D theater? And just what even is 4D? There's a third dimension that can be projected by human means at that? Oh, it's where seats are equipped with features vibration, wind, strobe, fog, and sense to give an immersive experience when a film is playing. I find them quite fun, really, even if I have to make the three-circle trek down to the envy circle. Just goes to show how behind the times Utopia is if 2D is as good as it gets. Moving on. There's always the option of remaining here, but fair warning, Limbo is relatively unmonitored territory between Utopia and Hell. Your soul's fate is uncertain, and many residents here live out the rest of eternity lost. It's pretty much 24/7 free-for-all, so I'd watch your back. However, there's no need to dwell on that, as I'm here to help you cross over to a better place for the allotted time. Please do not be afraid to reach out, as it is my life's purpose to herd you lost souls to peace. Any questions? So many. There was a lot of mumbling and chatter amongst the crowd, all discussing who they wanted to join. From how they were talking, it seemed like a pretty even split of people intended to follow either one of them. I considered my options. Utopia seemed like the most reasonable decision given that the other was literal hell. But from the way that they even pitched it, aside from a few discrepancies, hell's like living on Earth. One valued the morality of a person while the other took them as they were, flaws and all. I guess the big question I asked myself was, am I a good person? Masked hair. This is bullshit. What? I turned my head to see who that was. It was a short, masked person with rabbit ears that raised their voice first.
This whole system is bullshit!
I love them.
Having to prove how saintly I was? Does activism do nothing for people these days? Christ, dude!
I just noticed the tire track. Is that... Wait, no. Assuming that's your shirt, and thus your name. Your name is DJ Roadkill. You can't have died by being run over. That's too perfect. Like, devastating, but also...
Just because hell is pretty much Earth doesn't make it that much better, considering how fucked Earth was when I left it.
Yeah, they have a point.
This holier-than-thou, silver-tongued shtick isn't selling me a goddamn thing.
I like them. I like them.
That's not what I've been trying to say at all.
Perish here, then.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way, right? Who's with me?
Honestly, yeah. TBH, honestly. The crowd went silent with a few awkward coughs here and there. Even though they had a mask, people avoided eye contact with the haired fellow. A ripped woman in a cropped varsity jacket and goggles spoke up.
Just how technologically advanced is heaven?
Ooh, jacked woman. I love her. She completely blew off the rabbit head. It's called Utopia. So pretentious. It's inclusive to people of all faiths. But to answer your question, it's as advanced as the residents make it to be. Which, unfortunately for Utopia, leaves it a couple years behind what you're used to. They still use VHS and Walkmans over there, I bet. Untrue. I love him, Your Honor. I love him so much. Is there an option where I can date all of them? Can I just make up, like, a fucked up polycule that literally spans from heaven to hell, please? Calais pulls out a chunky, circular-looking device and places a large set of headphones on his head. We got these portable devices called CD players just last month. Now we can listen to music wherever we go. As long as you don't scratch the disc or move too much.
Ay, dear Lucifer.
If you want, I can pencil you in for a tour of hell by the end of orientation, Miss Mitchell.
No need. I've already made up my mind.
Ramon's face lit up.
I'm gonna take my chance with the angel here.
That's fair.
I love working on projects from scratch, and it sounds like Utopia is in dire need of an upgrade if it wants to be called my home.
I adore her.
Oh, and just call me Mitz. Michelle is my mother's name.
I love Mitz.
It is what it is.
Suit yourself. I hate to see such brains go to waste, though.
But of course.
Cuz? Why cousin? I'm confused by the cousin. Nice, cuz. You don't know how happy it makes me to have someone as brilliant as you join us. That's not to say we're not looking forward to the rest of you willing to come as well.
Hang on a second.
Oh, you're so cute.
I'm dead!
Oh, she's so dumb. Oh, she's so dumb. I love her.
Oh shit, dude, you're right. We died?
Is none of the had none of you contemplated this fact already?
My apologies.
Yes, you are.
I can't be dead! I have a midterm! I studied really hard for tomorrow.
Oh, kind of not the worst thing to be worrying about, but man, this sucks. Oh, their ears went down. Suddenly, the realization had dawned on all of us. We were all dead, trapped here in this limbo, never to see the surface again, never to see our friends and families. All of our lives had come to an end, whether we saw it coming or not. Noticing the rise in teary eyes and melancholy, Calais and Raymond tried to calm the crowd down before it went into a full panic. Mitt spoke up once more, breaking the tension.
How did I die? If I may ask.
Ooh! Funky, we're leaping right into it, aren't we? The two up on stage looked at each other with uncertainty.
Oh dear.
Are you sure you want to know?
It would just be nice to know how I spent my final moments before getting here.
The angel smiled warmly. I understand. It would bring you some solace and closure, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I want to know, too. I hardly remember a thing. My memories are all fuzzy-wuzzy. Same here, yo. Alright, then. Like, I'll try to, match, their voice tone, but not their accents, if that makes sense. At least they're going to be interacting a lot, I need to. Mitchell Moore, your time of death was October 25th, 2018, at 8:07 p.m. from blood loss. You were dismantling a robot gifted to you by an associate for its AI systems for a personal project when suddenly the machine suddenly powered on and chewed your whole hand off. Since you lived alone at the time and had your garage soundproofed at the request of your neighbors, no one heard your screams of agony when it happened.
Yeesh!
I love her!
Well, at least I went out the way I lived. Fisting machinery.
I love her, Your Honor. I love her. She lifted her right arm up for anyone to high-five, but it was kind of difficult to do with her hand missing. So she was left hanging. I would have at least attempted. Our sassy little rabbit friend, DJ Roadkill, as most people call him, died in the most ironic and hilarious of ways. No! No. July 4th, 2019, perished when a peaceful protest boycotting the police for... July 14th, 2019, perished when a peaceful protest boycotting the police for racially inspired police brutality turned into a full-blown riot. It's unknown who threw the first stone. Just kidding. Of course it was the police. Oh, and you were the stone when an officer shoved you in front of an oncoming car. No! Get it? Because their stage name is DJ Roadkill. I don't think that's fun. DJ Roadkill Snickers.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. LOL.
Oh my god, I love them!
Ah, well, guess I died the way I lived too. Sticking it to the fucking man.
I love them, Your Honor. If it's any consolation, the chief of police that sparked the initial cause for the protest died during the riot. We've had live shows of his torture ever since. Come to hell and I can get us front row seats for the next showtime. Bleh. I have a weak stomach. No thanks. Though, knowing the fucker went to the place I always cursed him to go does make me feel a bit better. It was in the waitress's turn. She's probably gonna be like, actually, just kidding, I'm good! Based on, theories, because, like, her outfit looks singed, so I'm kind of guessing maybe she died in, like, a fire or some shit? Rosita Cardenas. Time of death, February 15th, 2019, and the heat of the lunch rush at 12:38 p.m. Your cause of death was... Oh.
By the choir, have mercy!
Accidentally worsening a gas leak because of sleep deprivation that resulted in a fatal kitchen explosion. That explains why you're covered in soot.
Please, forgive me.
Official cause of death, smoke inhalation. How reckless. We can't divulge whether or not there were other casualties besides yourself, but a fire that big. Brr? No, just go. Well, you can use your imagination how many people were left medium to well done. Ramona, Fuck, I love you. Oh no! Kelly gives Ramon a stern look, seeing as the demon's morbid humor wasn't welcome with Rosita. One at a time, they shared the cause of death to those that asked for it. From freak accidents to disease to murder. One of the main consistent themes was many of us were young adults. What about me? I finally managed to get a word in near the end. Oh, you. Let's see here. Kelly closed his eyes, calmly searching through his mind for my answer. His face scrunched up disapprovingly. That's weird. I can't seem to find your name, your time or cause of death at all. What about you, Ramon? Yeah, no, me neither. It's all blacked out and redacted. I loathe when higher-ups do that vague shit.
How very interesting.
How odd. Must have been a pretty brutal and traumatic death if we're not allowed to be privy to that information. And all my time as an escort, I've yet to see someone like you show up. Makes me wonder. So sorry, Q-Throush. Choice affects character affection. Neither of these two know how I died. That's okay. That's alright. That's alright. If it's possibly as traumatic as the demon says, maybe it's better, I don't know. And even if I did, there's no changing what's done, right? So I just gotta accept it. Kalei looked surprised by my optimism.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Mad respect, bruh. Way to keep a positive attitude.
I love you, you're such a dork. I don't know. This is a lot to take in all at once. I just died after all, and now I'm in Eden within some place called Limbo? I should just take it slow and weigh my options before settling on anything. Well, if there aren't more questions... Suddenly a horde of people began to close tighter as around the stage, people's concerns rising above one another as they try to get the speaker's attention.
Oh dear.
Hey, one at a time, please. Ramon, could you... Just as Kelly was about to finish his sentence, a muffled song started to chime from Ramon's pocket and he pulled out his phone. His eyes went wide and he began to walk off stage.
Hasta luego.
Cover for me, would you? Would you, Lay? I gotta take this phone call real quick. Okay, thanks, bye. Without so much as letting Kelly get a word in, he was gone. The angel sighed, clearly annoyed by this development.
Oh, Lords, give me strength.
He took a deep breath to calm his nerves and addressed the crowd before him. What should I do? I'm curious. Honestly, thinking just like what I would do, I'm gonna follow Ramon. I'm curious. Nothing of interest was catching my attention from this conversation. Just a bunch of people poking and prodding Calais on his first day on the job. I had a few more questions to ask Ramon anyway. And low-key, I was a little curious why he so suddenly excused himself. I managed to slip away unnoticed while the other humans kept Kelly's attention occupied. I'm so torn, because, like, I did have, like, a glance through, like, the character profiles. And, like, I think I know who I'm probably going to be most interested in. But I'm also just very torn, because Ramon's very... I love Ramon's whole thing. It's probably... Ramon's definitely going to be one of the top contenders. It's gonna be... God, it's gonna be tough. Anyway. I never noticed it before, but for the supposedly lush Garden of Eden, there's barely any fruit or vegetation in sight. I mean, they kind of covered that. However, despite that, in the moody atmosphere of Limbo, it was still pretty beautiful. Flowers were abundant and lined the path of the garden, so much so that I had to catch myself from sneezing. Finally, I was able to catch up with Ramon, who looked visibly distressed as he paced around while on the phone. That's just the way she is, mijo. You don't mean that. I know your mother can be pretty abrasive. Oh, that means mean. But she and I still love you very much. Can we talk about this once I'm back?
I love you. Will you say it back for me? Oh. Alright. See you then.
You're a dad! Oh, you're a dad! Oh, fuck. Not gonna lie, I've been kind of very T for T lately. So, like, I've been very, I don't know. I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna look like the trans, like, gender, like, queer individuals. So I kind of didn't look at Ramon. But, hot demon and he's a dad. Fuck. Okay. Just as he hung up the phone, the sneeze I'd been holding in for so long finally escaped. Very loudly at that. Startled by the noise, Ramon turned around and noticed I was right behind him. What? Expecting me to say bless you? More importantly, how long were you eavesdropping? I didn't hear anything. Good. I'm not sure what that phone call was about, but it was in my best interest to feign innocence. I was more concerned about my own at the moment. I just had a few more questions about my death. His frown curved back into a smile. Frankly, so do I.
How very interesting.
All the mystery behind it has made you the most exciting of the bunch by far. Really? Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. He winked at me and I could feel my cheeks burn up as he took a step towards me. He was tall and imposing as he loomed over me, and I should have felt threatened, but I stood my ground against him. Be it from determination, fear, or something else. I'm not sure. But, well, I faked a cough to my fist to break this weird tension. Ramon loosened up, probably taking the hint. Is it true I can find out the way I died in hell? That's right. Heaven, or utopia as the angels call it, plays the role of an overprotective father and would keep that information from you. But not in hell. Information and knowledge are at the fingertips of people like you who wish to seek it out. For the right price. That being, like I said before, all you need to get what you want is to hand yourself over to me. Ah. To hell, I mean. I'm just the escort who takes you there. Why didn't he phrase like that in the first place? So what does that entail exactly? By relinquishing yourself to hell, you're giving the biggest middle finger to utopia and all its high and mighty ideals. Under Lucifer's creed, accept that we are all flawed and narcissistic creatures that desire to be bad in all the right ways to make their god angry. It doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. Just one that likes to party. So, what do you say, Qthraush? I need to think about it. But not a lot, truth be told. Take your time. Though, word to the wise, hell can be pretty difficult to navigate without a friend. And it could take years, maybe decades, to get your death report. Even longer if you waste time failing to get into utopia. It's hell after all. It'd be a disservice if we didn't make you suffer just a little bit. I see. That was kind of a bummer. Not knowing the exact how and why I ended up here has made the experience a little bit more devastating to me. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of the thing. My autistic ass, I like to know the why of things. Like, I need things to make sense. How could I cope in the meantime if I could take literally years to get my death report back? But consider it a signing bonus if you choose to come with me within the next few days. I'll be waiting in the hotel lobby to ferry the first batch of humans looking to leave. Hotel? You can't miss it. It's the only building in town that doesn't look like it's gone to complete shit yet. I have to admit, the demon's offer was tempting. That's kind of our shtick. We should be heading back now. That angel's probably getting his ass eaten dealing with some of the more rowdy humans. Right. With that, Ramon and I trekked back to rejoin the group. I really like him. And also, I don't know, it brings me joy that between the two of them, the trans one is the angel? I don't know why. Something about that just makes... Oh, it's because my angel is trans. That's probably why. God, I love Melody a lot. Seems like things had died down by the time we got back. Kelly looked almost happy to see Ramon return. But as soon as his gaze panned over to me...
Is that why you left? What a snake you are. And in this very garden, no less.
To be fair, it is me, so, like, that's fair.
History likes to repeat itself, but I jest. I found her after I finished my phone call, wandering around aimlessly. Not much of a guardian angel now, are you?
Who? Shots fired. That's a completely different job from Shepard. Ramon stifles a laugh with his palm while Calais continues to be annoyed with his antics. I don't quite understand why he felt the need to lie just now. Did he do it just to cover for me or for his own sake? Maybe he just wanted to ruffle Calais' uptight feathers. Still. Seeing the way his grin peeked at the corner, barely visible from only this angle, I can't help but smile too. Yes. Fuck, he's hot. I mean, obviously also the demon likes the demon. That's just a given. But, you know. After a few more questions from the crowd and teasing from Ramon, Calais starts to wrap things up. Well, no thanks to you, I was able to finish up orientation for the day. Any humans that are interested in Utopia can make a line starting here so I can register you. A swarm of people crowd around Calais, practically drowning him.
By the choir, have mercy!
Single file line if you can, please. Also, if I don't get to you today, I am returning tomorrow.
And all the people that want to party in hell, just head towards the one non-shitty looking hotel building in the city and ride the elevator down.
Just like that featherbrain, I'll be around tomorrow for those last-minute stragglers as well.
See you soon!
Surprisingly, there were some people who walked out of the garden along with Ramon. There were also a few uncertain folks lingering where they stood as well. Namely, those three from earlier.
Jeez. This is all so much to take in. I don't know what to do.
Well, I, for one, am going to limbo.
Huh? I thought you said you were going to follow the angel.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. You're really cute.
Oh, for sure. I just want to see if I can scavenge some stuff while I'm down here.
Mitz, I love you. I love Mitz. I love Mitz so much. Oh, fuck, I love Mitz.
Plus, I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Learn as much as I can about this place and how it works before moving on.
I love her.
Same here, yo. I bet it's not even as bad as those two had hyped it up to be if this garden is anything to go off of. Let's check it out.
That's fair. I'm curious as well. Mind if I tag along? Cutrage, was it? Yeah, you can come in. You can come with.
Hooray!
The more the merrier, my dad always said. With that, we turned heels and made our way out of the garden. The four of us navigated through the garden for the exit. It was a bit tricky, almost maze-like, but Mitz suggested following the murmurs of the Hell group to find the exit. Once we were out of it, we were instantly met with a sight none of us were expecting. It's gonna be like... Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. Before our eyes was what looked like a desolate city. Buildings and homes were in a state of poor management, rusting and falling apart at the seams. Trash littered across the eroded streets of the city, and any sort of sun was hidden behind dense, moody clouds. It gave off a depressing and impoverished lifestyle, should any of us want to live here. Seems like they weren't lying, huh? No kidding. What a dump, yeah. I can hardly imagine anyone wanting to live in a place like this. Instantly, DJ Roadkill hopped on all of our cases. Hey, wait a minute! This? DJ Roadkill pointed behind themselves towards the rundown city. I literally used to live in a place not too different from this. Sure, it looks like a couple of riots came through it, but I hardly call this place an uninhabitable dump. Can't judge a book by its cover or some shit like that. I guess you have a point. With a little renovation, it'd be half as nice as where I used to live.
You got me there.
I mean, I found a few diamonds in the rough back in my days digging through my neighbor's garbage. My dad used to make furniture from trash. Were you poor too? Not really. My family was pretty well off middle class. The more bougie people in my neighborhood would just toss shit out without so much care I could swipe any electronic appliances for my inventions. Wasteful fucks throwing perfectly good stuff away when they could donate it.
Right on.
Honestly, I couldn't agree with that more. Hence why I stole whatever I found useful. Well, can you really call it stealing if they don't want it anymore? I don't think so. But my dad almost got arrested for taking our table our neighbors were tossing away. That's dumb. It was pretty dark that night, and the table was really heavy that my dad knocked over all the trash bins. He tried to apologize by going to the backyard to wake them up through the bedroom window, but they didn't seem to appreciate it. So, cool, adorable. I don't think anyone would, honestly. Yeah. That fascinating tale of accidental trespassing aside, I noticed something. Hey, where'd Mitz go? Yeah, I noticed that a second ago. Rosita, DJ Roadkill, and I looked around and saw that Mitz had walked off to the city. Oh. I don't know why, sometimes anyway. Rosita, DJ Roadkill, and I looked around and saw that Mitz had walked off into the city, waving a backhanded goodbye with her good hand. Aw, here I thought we'd be sticking together. I guess it's just us three. Rosita turned her head, and DJ Roadkill disappeared now, too. They had scampered off to follow Mitz. They hollered at us. Let's split up and regroup later. Cover more ground or whatever. Without giving either of us a word in, Mitz and DJ Roadkill's figures vanished into the streets. Rude!
Aww.
It's just you and me then, Q-Throush. Promise you won't leave me either? I have a much better chance of survival tagging along with someone. We're in a completely unfamiliar and different realm of existence, after all. A partner at my side didn't sound so bad. Yeah, sure, why not? We can stick together for a while.
Yay!
Let's go, then! Rosita and I made our way through the city. For a fairly large town, it was pretty empty of citizens, and the people we did come across didn't seem to want anything to do with us. Occasionally we saw things lurking around the corners and inside buildings, but we kept our distance and went unnoticed. Still, Rosita clung to my arm like at a moment's notice. Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't know why. I don't know why. Sometimes just like reading things, my brain just shorts out. Still, Rosita clung to my arm like at a moment's notice one of us would fall or lose weight side of the other. I think I overuse commas. I think that's maybe what's throwing me. That's my own problem. It's because whenever I'm typing things out, I put commas not everywhere that I like pause whenever I'm like actually speaking, but I overly break things up, unfortunately. Not to mention, she would practically lift me up when we ran from even the mildest of noises. Despite her demeanor, Rosita was pretty fit from the way she hauled me around the distances. There are like 3 commas I would put in there. Asked her to pull over for a moment so we could take a breather. I was exhausted from all the exploring, so we looked to take shelter inside one of the abandoned stores. She took an overview of our surroundings and then audibly gasped. Gripping my wrist once more, she led me to a small building. Aww. That makes sense she would want the diner. A restaurant?
OMG! This place! It's an authentic 1920 Swedish Shakes Diner trademark establishment!
Fuck, she's such a ditz. I love her. How can you tell? I work, or worked, in one of the recreations of these restaurants. The recreations play up the whole retro vibe with 100 checkers and neon and metal. But the first few diners were just simple, small family-run eateries in Northern California. Then in the 1970s, Henry Sweet sold the brand, and by the end of the 90s, they were Swedish Shakes on half the street corners in the US and parts of Canada. It was all the instructional 2-hour-long documentary feature employees were required to take a test on for the job. I know some jobs have some weird requirements to me before applying, but that's just ridiculous. At least you need past experience for an entry-level job at other places. God, that's fucking a mood. And they give me free popcorn to munch on during the movie. Did something just move in the background? Squints. It was a little stale, though. But I'm not gonna say no to free food. Fucking mood. Fair enough, I guess. I took a seat at one of the booths. It was particularly comfortable, and something was preventing me from resting my back against the cushions. Huh? Digging around the ripped-open leather, I found a set of keys hidden within it. These must be the keys to the diner or something. Little good it would do now, since after already looking around, doors were either missing or withered enough that a good shove could bypass any lock. Still, I decided to just pocket the keys for now. Maybe I can find some other use for them later. Rosita skipped through the employees-only kitchen door, and I could hear the rustle of metal and boxes being moved from here. I decided to rest my eyes for a bit. Dreariness starting to take over as my palms cradled my head over the table. What time was it even? Is it time even relevant in Limbo? I doubted it. There wasn't anything even resembling a sun in the sky, despite there being light. Just clouds for miles on end. Limbo was meant to be a temporary holding place before humans like Rosita and I ascended or descended with one of the immortals. As rare as it was for someone like me or Rosita to end up here, it'd have to be modestly big to even hold, like, jeez, 0.0000001% of the deaths that happened a year. Before I could further bore myself with the math, Rosita had come back, a tray in hand and a big cheery smile. She's so
Ding, ding, ding.
cute. She's so
Order up.
cute.
One late night crunch special.
For a Miss Cuthrouge. She set the plate in front of me and slid into the seat across from me with an empty glass and straw. I looked down at my food and... Rosita?
Yeah?
What is this?
It's a sausage and hash brown skillet, silly.
I adore her.
It got the nickname Late Night Crunch because it's super popular with the college students.
Adorable.
Legend on my campus has it that a student ate this every day before their exams, and they would get flawless marks. It's like a good luck ritual.
I love her, Your Honor. She's so dumb.
Oh, I think my manager just made that up to get more customers from my college.
I love her so much. Probably. Doesn't matter. It was delicious. Dig in. Rosita then began to sip from her clearly empty glass and hummed whimsically. Cool. First actual, like, probably big choice. Fuck it, we're already dead. What can it do? Poison me? I took a rusted knife and fork in hand, cutting myself a sizable portion of the late night crunch. Bringing it so close to my mouth, Rosita's expression began to change from one of whimsy to that of alarm. Wait, Cuthrouche, I didn't mean... But it was too late. I took the food in my mouth, and in an instant, the inevitable had happened. It tasted like actual shit if I had ever had it. I got up from the booth and ran to the closest trash can, Rosita following behind. It tasted just as bad coming out the other way it came in. Maybe even worse. What were you thinking, Cuthrouche? Truly, what was I thinking of putting actual fried garbage into my mouth? In between retches, I managed to form out a response. I told her I ate it because I didn't want to disappoint you. I didn't want to disappoint you. I heard her sigh and crouched down to me.
Aww.
She rubbed my back soothingly to comfort me as I finished upchucking whatever I had left in my stomach. Still, you shouldn't have eaten that. That plate was clearly bad. I may have been a better waitress in life than a cook, but I like to think I can manage to make something edible from time to time. Plus, I already know we're, like, dead, but what would happen if you got really sick from that? Or even worse, poisoned to death? Where do we go if we died twice? I managed to pull myself and Rosita back up before she started crying again. Hey, I'm alright, see? Are you sure? Could use some water to wash out the gross taste in my mouth, but I'll manage. Oh, for sure! We should get going anyway. I think it's starting to actually get dark out. Rosita was right. It did look a little dimmer outside, so it's best to skedaddle and try to find the others. She flipped the restaurant sign to close on the way out. After some time walking in silence with our arms hooked, she hugged a little closer to me. I turned my head to see if she was okay or if needed a break. Hey. Was she blushing? Oh no.
Aww.
Aw. Thanks for going along with me earlier. I never would have thought someone would go so far as to eat garbage for me.
You're really sweet. And I really needed a friend right now.
Friends? We may have just met, but that didn't sound bad, to be honest. A friend like Rosita in this kind of world, heck, even on Earth, sounds fine to me. That's fair. I have a friend similar to Rosita. Rosita and I were in what looked like to be... I don't know why you're combining looked like and looked to be... Makes my... I don't know why. My brain is also just apparently in a picking things apart today mood for some reason. Rosita and I were in what looked like to be a downtown area. Like the buildings we explored before, most were inaccessible, empty, or had some shady-looking figures inhabiting them. Ooh, nice statue. All except the shopping mall center. In contrast to everything else, it was teeming with life built around a river with the cleanest-looking water I had ever seen. I knelt down and scooped some water into my hand to take a sip, thirsty from all the wandering. It actually tasted pretty clean. It was cool and refreshing on my tongue, like I had taken a swig from a chill bottle of water. As tempting as it was to drink some more, I saw some residents taking a bath in the river a distance from us. So the invasive thought of people using the small river with the same amount of respect as a community pool turned me off for now. Because, you know, people piss in those. While I was busy thinking about that, I ended up losing Rosita, who had wandered off on her own. I doubted she would leave the area entirely, and with the amount of pink on her, she was hard to miss either. Most of the stores within the mall operated by trade instead of some form of currency. Being relatively new here, I didn't have much on me except for some keys I found back at Sweetie Shake's. Not that anything really piqued my interest per se. Except...
Oh, come on! You gotta sell me that thing!
I love her. That sounded like Mitz. I followed the sound of her voice and found her looking pretty cross at the vendor. From the looks of it, she was trying to buy something off the vendor and was looking pretty desperate to convince him.
Tut, lady. This sweet robot toy we got goes for at least 3 juice boxes.
How do you... Oh, just hordes. I love you.
Your Earth money is no good here, even if it's a crisp hundo. Paper money is as good as toilet paper in my domain.
How about you just take the whole wallet? Is that enough?
Hell am we supposed to do with a dinky wallet like that? Can't carry anything in it. But... that's a lot of fancy toys you have strapped to your belt there. Much fancier than this one we traded for.
He nodded to her tool belt and reached to touch a hammer. Mitz took a step back.
Back off, dude. You can't have any of my tools. If I gave you any of them, it would render the whole reason I wanted the toy pointless.
That's fair. That's very fair, actually.
Then we're done here. Scrap!
Mitz did not look happy at all by this. Oh, this for a silly kid's plaything? Hey, Mitz.
What's up?
Kuthroj. Great timing. You got anything I can trade this bozo for his robot toy? Why? I need it so I can take apart and use scrap to build myself a new hand. I'm right-handed, and this incredible brain is useless without 2 functioning hands to tinker.
Well, I got an idea or two on how you can put that pretty little head of yours to good work.
I'm going to deck you.
Beg pardon?
Uh-oh. Looks like Mitz was about to throw down with the vendor. He didn't seem too tough, pretty scrawny at that. Suddenly, something grabbed me and Mitz by the back collar and lifted us inches off the ground. I looked behind me to see several tall, lily-white tank-top men surrounding us. TT Man. The problem here? Want us to show him out, Mr. Hordes?
Yes, fellas, if you would be so kind.
What is
These
going on
broke
here?
bitches don't have anything of value to trade with us. Dispose of them at once.
Tank-top men. Wait. Mitz looked over at me frantically for any idea on how to get that toy from that man. Let's see all for the keys. It's a long shot, but how about some keys? I managed to reach into my pocket and pull out the keys, jingling them, hoping Hordes would be enticed. One of the men scoffed. What use would Mr. Horde have for those? Hordes raised his hand and the man immediately silenced. We accept your offer! What? Seriously? Even Mitz was surprised by this as Horde swiped the keys from my hand and the men put us back down. Dost thou judge our judgment? Foolish. As the king of this dump, we can find use in the most shitty of garbage. Like how these keys can make for a wonderful makeshift pair of brass knuckles. He punched at the air around him to demonstrate. Once he realized how silly he must have looked, he returned to his usual ridiculous, kingly composure and tossed the toy for Mitz to catch. Anyway, yeah, the robot is all yours. I got bored of it a week ago. Now beat it! We did just that, and the whole time Mitz was just beaming with energy while already taking apart the toy. She's so cute! Fuck, she's so cute. So my plan is to get through, like, the intro of this, is my thought, and then we'll end the episode. Oh. I accidentally clicked back.
Thank you so much! I promise, if you're in Haven Home, I'll make it up to you.
She's so cute. I love her. Honestly, Calais is cute, but like, honestly, if she's aiming to get into Utopia, that's more of a reason for me than Calais, TBH. She's so cute. I love her. Hey, it's no problem. I doubted those keys would have come in handy since traditional door locks are obsolete here. What about a decent weapon like the guy said? She then swooped in and gave me a great big hug. A really, really tight hug. Like, I think my lungs are collapsing. Mitz, I need air. 3 more seconds. 1, 2, 3. She let go and the air never tasted so good. Come on, you big baby. I wasn't even using half of my strength. If that was only half, I don't want to experience you at full power. Actually, I mean, I wouldn't mind. Only if you ask nicely. She laughed and I blushed. Mitz was pretty strong, and I bet she could break me in half if she really wanted to. You know, even if those other guys were pretty huge, I bet you could take them on in solo. And maybe it's just 1 or 2, but we were pretty outnumbered. And I really don't like having to use these sweet muscles for anything other than hauling machinery or as a last resort. As easy it is to brute force my way into a solution, I'm an innovator, not an instigator. Though I'm glad you came in clutch back there, hun. So, thanks. I owe you one, Q-Throush. I'll keep that in mind if I need a hand down the line. Wait.
Funny.
That was an accident, I swear. You bitch, sure it was. Mitz giggled at my attempts to save face, so I decided to change the subject. You're an engineer or something? A robotics engineer specifically, but I've dabbled into other sciences too, like IT. What kind of stuff have you made? Her eyes light up. I may have died at age 25, but ever since I was a teen, I've been building and innovating tech. Like when I was 14 and still in the egg, I was super into skateboarding, but the homophobic kids in my neighborhood never wanted to play with me. So I made myself a functioning hoverboard to one-up my neighbors. I was still young, so I didn't exactly know how to make it energy efficient. It took a whole week to charge for less than an hour of play. But the look on those fuckboys getting shredded by the neighborhood twink was well worth the grounding my dad gave me when the power bill came in. That's amazing, Mitz! Mitz instantly blushed for my praise. After that, Mitz and I continued to browse the mall to see what we could find. I love Mitz. She's so cute. We walked around some more, Mitz still on the hunt to find something to trade for her hand replacement. Sadly, technology was fairly sparse in Limbo from what I've seen, and the ones that did catch our eye were way out of our price range. That being, 0. In hindsight, we should have expected that. I feel like I'm in the 1800s. Hopefully Havenhome's at least in the 90s. I'd even take the 80s or 70s, I'm that desperate. Rosita mentioned that one of the buildings we inspected was an original diner from the 1920s. So I doubt there's anything too modern to be found. Figures. I saw some folks dancing to Louis Armstrong around a gramophone earlier with Roadkill. Speaking of them, where are they? No. Last time I saw them, they scampered off to join those people dancing around the phone. I should probably look for them. Earlier, we ran into someone who was a fan of theirs and would let us crash at her place for the night, while we all figured out what we wanted to do. DJ Roadkill is a fan here? What are the odds of an encounter like that? About... God, fuck my dyscalculic ass. About 0.0000000037%. I did the math in my head when it happened. Well, I'm cautious about that 1 in a billion. It's a better option than possibly getting jumped in our sleep by someone or something dangerous. That makes sense. Where did you say this group of Louis Armstrong stands were? In the parking lot east from here. That's where I came in from. I think Rosita and I came in from the main west entrance. Where is she now? She got distracted and wandered off. I'm sure she's still floating around here somewhere. Good. I'll track her down and then we can all regroup then. I nodded and headed towards the east entrance of the shopping center. It seems like the Louis Armstrong worshippers had left with the record still playing. Shame, I actually kind of wanted to see that. I took a few steps into the parking lot when I heard someone call out for my attention.
Hey!
They made those noises someone makes when you're trying to beckon a cat your way. Psst, 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 psst. I made my way over to them. DJ Roadkill, was it? I keep wanting to say doctor.
DJ Roadkill, DJ RK, yada yada yada. Whatever works best for you. I know it can be a mouthful.
I think we can go with Roadkill. Or Let's see. Trying to figure out a way to, like, phoneticize the DJ RK into, like, something that's not... Dirk? No. We'll work on that. Anyway, roadkill for now. Choice changes DJ Roadkill's name for all routes. From now on, I'm going to call them... Let's go Roadkill. I'll call you Roadkill from now on. Alright, cool. But listen, I managed to get the four of us to a place to sleep for the night. I'm hoping you'll hear me out about this, what I had in mind before trying to split ways. Ah, that's right, Roadkill was the one person who wasn't fond of the options Ramon and Calais had given. But we can talk about that together later. Right now, I'm totally gonna show you the place we're gonna stay at. Where is it? You'll see soon enough. So I followed Roadkill as they merrily led the way to the supposed place. Sounds like we're reaching the end of the intro. Probably. For only being here less than a day, Roadkill sure moved around the streets as if they lived here their whole life. On the way, we passed by what looked like a small community that had made their homes in some of the more intact buildings. The atmosphere seemed relatively less somber and gloomy in comparison to the rest of the town, but only by so much. We stopped right in front of... a church? Somehow, you don't strike me as the religious type. I'm not. Or, I wasn't until I woke up in the literal Garden of fucking Eden. Really, I'm still 50-50 on everything that's going on. But that's not the reason I brought you here. Roadkill hopped up the stairs and I followed. Their hand rested on the church's door handle.
Check this shit out.
Check this shit out. Check. Let's see. Check this shit out. Imitating others is not my strong suit. They gave the hand a little good yank and I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. From the outside, it looked like an ordinary church, but inside... Please be just like a rave. I mean, not super far off. Oh, wait, no, it's like a church, but if you made it into a club. Oh, funky. Interesting. At least I think that's the vibe here. I've never been to a nightclub before. Well, not since being like an adult. The inside was completely different. What was once a church had been remodeled into a nightclub. Beautiful stained glass windows illuminated the dance floor, along with an elegant chandelier furthering the strange clash of motifs to the other. And despite all that, it still managed to be the most normal-looking place I had encountered today. Whoa. Dope, huh? I love them. Roadkill's voice seemed to be coming from up above me, and when I looked up, I saw them hanging upside down from the chandelier's hoop. I am genuinely at a loss for words. And what the fuck did you get up there? Who cares? I had my fair share of nightclubs when I was alive. This is definitely on my top 10 list. I love them. They expertly swung themselves off the ceiling and back onto the ground with ease. Faye, the owner, renovated this place to help some of the neighborhood people. It's meant to give the residents and their leader in limbo a bit of pleasure every now and then. She lives in hell but has some visa or whatever and brings stuff up from there to here when she can. She's also a total cougar, but unromanceable unless the Kickstarter stretch goal isn't it? Which I think it has been if I remember correctly. She's on the character list. Didn't we hit that stretch goal actually? What? Anyway, she sounds pretty cool. Where is she? She was out visiting some of the residents. She said I could perform tonight if I set up the equipment myself. Mind helping me out? Please? Just kidding. You don't have a choice unless you want to sleep somewhere else. With no option to say no, I guess I could help Roadkill set up the stage for tonight's performance. While we worked, Roadkill and I made conversation. Well, it was more Roadkill talking about whatever came to their mind, and me just nodding my head trying to figure out what cable goes where. For a dystopian-looking town, electricity outlets all seem to be functional. I believe dim lighting in most places come from the lack of working appliances to light up areas. Candles, however, were pretty abundant, and in the club's case, worked to its aesthetic. Roadkill sure looked right at home at that. DJ Roadkill. That can't be their actual name, right? I mean, it's one that the demon used for them back in the garden, but... And that weird mask they never seemed to take off. I had to ask. Ask about the mask. Honestly, my name is Qthrauj. Roadkill's a super normal name by comparison. So, do you have a face under that mask, or...?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just a skeleton underneath this. Ooh, game theory. DJ Roadkill is Funny Skeleton Man? Oh, will we get copyright strike for mentioning another IP?
I love this game. It makes me giggle.
Nah, I think that description was pretty vague enough.
I laughed at the ridiculousness of what Roadkill was saying while I popped off a can of She's... while I popped open a can of She's TM Canadian Shy. I have no idea what you're talking about. But to answer your question is that there is no answer. The mystery of what lies behind this mask is one of the core appeals of my character. I shit you not, most of my gigs I've landed are because of my strategically marketable persona. It's even gotten me some post-show rendezvous. Post-show rendezvous? Booty calls, Q-Throush. Try to keep up. You'd be surprised by how many people want to smash while I wear the mask. Not that I want to take it off anyway. Don't want to spoil the enigmatic allure that is DJ Roadkill, am I right? Yeah. Was it just me or did they sound a bit sad there? Aw, maybe I should change the subject. What was the plan you wanted to discuss with the others? It's better to ask when they're all they're here. But basically, I just think that, like, we shouldn't jump into the arms of the first person we meet, even if they are some sort of fine as fuck angel or demon. You know what I mean? Kinda, I guess. After that, it was back to Roadkill mindlessly rambling on with no filter till we finished setting up the stage. I love them. I love them all. I just want a giant polycule. I want a polycule of all the characters so far. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, so far I can safely say that. Yeah, I like all the characters so far. That would be fun. Some time had passed, I noticed through the windows that it was the equivalent of nighttime outside. The sky remained cloudy and vacant of any moon or stars in sight. It was to be expected. I doubted either of those would exist in Limbo. I suppose just another thing I'm going to miss from the living world. I gave a weary sigh at that thought and took a seat in one of the pews. Even with all the shenanigans I had endured today, I couldn't help but feel somber. My life as I knew it was over. I couldn't even properly lament my own death, as I had no recollection of the events leading up to it to make matters worse. God. The reality of mine and the other situation was starting to hit me harder than before. Ooh! I'm guessing you're Faye. I threw my head back when I heard the church doors open, bringing my pity party to an end for the moment. It was Rosita and Mitz with another person right behind them. Faye, probably? I might be depressed, but I wasn't going to be rude not to introduce myself to our host for the night. I pushed myself up to my feet, whether I wanted to greet them or not. You're Faye, right? Faye was a tall, slender woman with dark hair and a streak of silver that ran from the side of their angular face. I couldn't tell if the silver was from dye or natural, but for the sake of avoiding asking a woman what her age is, I kept it to myself. Despite that, by no means did she look old. Mature, sure, but she made it work.
Faye Bale. But you can call me Faye.
You're cute. Faye Bale. I'm sorry, that sounds too much like Hay Bale, so I am going to stick with Faye.
My. This place looks far from heavenly.
That's a good thing.
Not that that's an insult, no. It's something to be, dare I say, praised?
Roadkill hopped down from the stage towards us, full of piss and vinegar. Yeah, tonight's gonna be lit. Is now really a good time to party? May as well. We don't know what will hold the four of us tomorrow. Why not throw a killer rave for the dead? But I'm not dressed for a rave. I doubt anyone will be, honestly. Oh, no. You have that all wrong. We all looked at her. During my visits here, I tend to bring an assortment of daily necessities for the residents. That includes clothing. They may not be designer and a little worn out, but everyone has at least one or two Sunday bests in their possession they save for special occasions. However, this time I didn't bring anything extra to donate for you, but I will gladly loan you some of mine. Just for tonight, though, since they're my personal outfits. That's so sweet of you! Told you she was cool. Yeah, thanks for everything you've given us. It's much appreciated given our circumstances. She smiled warmly for us. Well, most of us.
Actually.
How did you get all those supplies here? I'd imagine it can't be easy, let alone safe, to try to support a whole town of citizens. Roadkill looked up at Mids and nudged her. Mids, why are you trying to look a gift horse in the mouth? That's not how the expression goes, and I'm pretty sure I'm justified in being suspicious since she's From hell? Yes. Mitz. No need to defend me, DJ. I can understand why Miss Mitz would question my unwavering kindness. Especially considering I'm from the big bad place under the ground, so I must have a malicious ulterior motive, right? None of us have heard anything good about hell or the demons who run it. She wasn't wrong. More often than not, hell and demons are attributed to evil connotations and intentions. Sure, there are a few pieces of work that try to be transformative and make hell, demons, and Lucifer to be complex, misunderstood antagonists. But if you asked anyone what they thought hell would be, the first thought would be fire, brimstone, and the scum of the earth being punished in agony for eternity for their sins. Faye sighed in disappointment.
That's Utopia's propaganda at work for you.
Not gonna lie, kind of my actual IRL thought process, TBH.
Don't assume that everyone in hell is a bad person. Some were dealt a bad hand in life, never receiving the help they truly needed to better themselves. Others simply enjoy their lives to the fullest, that a good Christian believer could only fantasize about. And some just don't quite fit into that black and white criteria Utopia has created to screen people like yourselves. Hence, why you stand here in this plane of existence between realms today.
Mitz keeps quiet, looking a bit ashamed, like a child being chastised by her parents. Faye's expression softened once more.
Not everyone in hell is a bad person. There are very bad people in it, but that doesn't make me or anyone else inherently evil.
Honestly, kind of like what Ramon was selling earlier. Kind of like to be in hell. If nothing else, for like the cathartic, just being able to just occasionally just stroll by and be like, ah yes, let's watch what's happening to Musk today. That sounds entertaining. Like, sounds like a pretty good deal, TBH.
To vouch and answer your question, most of these supplies are donated from citizens in hell.
Oh,
How
interesting.
I am able to bring them here?
Is a secret.
I suppose you could say I have a permit to move through limbo and hell when needed.
How did you get that, though? Mitz kind of squinted at that last part. A permit. Roadkill jumped back into the conversation. Hey. Mouse, horse, gift. The semantics of everything would take too long to go over. Mitch shrugged, letting the topic go. It looked like she wanted to say more, but stopped for Roadkill's sake. Especially since we have a party to throw tonight. Woohoo! Party! Ah, yeah, now we're talking. My room is down the corridor on the right. It's a big mahogany door, you can hardly miss it. Now, see if you can find an outfit suited to your tastes. We followed the directions as told and found the room with no problem. For the most part, it still looked like an office with amenities for comfortable living. There was a futon rolled up in the corner and looked barely used next to the wardrobe, where I assumed tonight's loners were stored. Many of the bookshelves remained, but I couldn't help but notice some of the titles were not exactly the most religious. From storybooks, young adult novels, literary classics to comic books, to some more adult-themed literature. Ah yes, Tusk's Love. I flipped through one of the books. Yep, it's porn alright. At the beginning of the book, I noticed a pocket with a note in it. Returned to Faye by next arrival. Maybe this room doubled as a library? Suddenly I felt a hand on my shoulder. What you reading there? Roadkill's grip on my shoulder tightened.
Oh,
I love Roadkill! Faye, you minx. This is some kinky shit. Hand-holding? How lewd. Not that I'm gonna judge. Good thing she's romanceable now thanks to the Kickstarter, huh? Oh yeah! Thank you to all the backers, y'all the real MVPs. With that wall break finished, they went back to searching through the wardrobe with the others. Personally, I wouldn't give much care to what I would wear to the party tonight. A sense of gloom hung over me that was hard to shake. Hey, Kithroge, aren't you gonna pick out something too? I shrugged. I'll just wear whatever's left, honestly. That's no good. We don't want her to feel left out, right guys? Rosita looked over to Mitz and Roadkill, who had almost a full outfit already picked out, and Rosita frowned their way.
Right on.
Oh, right. Come and join us. We can help you pick something that suits you for show. They said that, but they kept their picks close to them regardless. I gave in and dug through the racks and drawers. Let's see. Flirty dress. Flirty dress. That seems the best. Yeah, flirty dress. I like the short dress out of all of them. This is my favorite color. This is my favorite color, breezy, and a little flirty. I found some hoop earrings and a matching pair of kitten heels to top it all off. The gang let me have the first dibs change in the restroom. Once I came back out, I did a little twirl for them and they all clapped approvingly. Huh, you look so adorable, I could just eat you up. Strut them legs, girl. Cute. Very cute. I couldn't help but blush as they all complimented me in one shape or another. It gave me a small boost of confidence that I really needed right now. Thanks, you guys. My turn! My turn! What? I thought I was next. Unless you want to change together. Sure, we're both girls. Thank you. Oh, interesting. I'm non-binary, actually. They, he pronouns. That's fine, too. I'm a trans girl. You're valid. Yeah, girl. Same, but backtracking a bit. I'll hop into and make sure Deej doesn't try anything. Like what? I wasn't. Not without anyone's consent, of course. I love them. God, they're all such gay disasters. I love them. The three of them went to change in the bathroom together, and since I was already dressed, I felt it was polite to stay behind. One by one, they came out and showed off their outfits for the night. Ooh. Ooh. I like a lot. Rosita wore a simple bright yellow dress that really brought out the highlights in her hair. Ooh! That is ridiculous. I love it. I couldn't tell if Roadkill was going to hit the Old Town Road or the club. Ooh. Fuck, they're all so cute! I love that she kept her goggles. I love that she kept her goggles. She's so cute. Mitz kept it simple and comfortable with a layered look. You all look great. They all thanked me each in their own way when a knock came at the door. A line is starting to form outside. You not ready yet? Yep. Wonderful. We all stepped back into the hallway and made our way to the main area. Alright. And I think here is where we'll go ahead and call it for tonight. I feel like there's still more to get into, but, you know, we're already an hour in, and I don't want to push this too much further. This is really cute. I have noticed, like, I don't... Yeah, words. I keep on, like, tripping over, like, the words, because, like, there's, like, some, like, I don't know. My brain punctuates things differently, so sorry I keep tripping over the dialogue. But I'm having... Oh, I really like this game. It's really cute. It's really cute. It's so cute. At the very least, I'm definitely going to end up finishing this game on my own time, if nothing else, because it's so cute. I love it. It's so charming. I love all of the characters. I adore them. I'm so excited. I want to get to know all of these characters better, honestly. I might end up doing a thing where, like, depending on, like, how the game functions, like, if you can date multiple characters at once, I might end up, like, doing, like, kind of what I'm going to do for, what's it called? Heaven Will Be Mine. I might end up doing a thing where, like, I do, like, a video for, like, each different route, for, like, different characters, because I like them all. I want to see what their endings are like. So, until next time, please, if you'd like to check out the game for yourself, it will be in the link, there will be a link in the description below. And please do not forget to be kind to yourselves and one another. And for now, it's time for some very important things. I'm eternally grateful for all my supporters over on Ko-fi, Darius, Bunnybot, Suffolk Seraph, Kylie Coven, and Space. If you'd like to help support the channel, join the ranks by following the Ko-fi link in the description below. Once there, you can choose from a variety of either one-time or subscription options, which will get you the following benefits. Adding a game to the list of things I'm going to play. Get your very own custom-made Discord emoji made by me. Access to the subscriber-only Discord server. Or get added to the end card by subscribing at the common tier or higher. And as always, don't forget to hydrate, masticate, and medicate.